Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Sakavia, and I'm so happy to have you guys here with me again for yet another week. So if you're new to my channel, on this channel I do med school related content, Christ related content, and fun videos that you guys request, and we just feel like having fun that day. So if you're interested in any of those types of videos or whatever, and if you enjoy my vibe, then hit that subscription button right now and turn on your post notifications so that whenever I upload, you will be notified. Cool? All right. So today, as you guys can see, I'm going to be doing the video on how I got into medical school. This video has been requested. I've been getting some DMs on my Instagram of persons saying, why isn't this up on your channel as yet? Somebody else saying, I'd really love to, hear how you got into medical school at UWI Mona. And so I was like, okay, I need to do this video. Also, I got some questions of persons asking me like which subjects they should do and everything, and if I had any advice for someone waiting to hear back from the UWI Mona. And so I was like, I need to do this right now. So in my hand right now, I made some notes on a flashcard just so that we're flowing, and also so that I'm not all over the place, to give you guys just a journey, a process to what it was like and what I did to get into medical school. So the very first thing that I have here are the subjects that I did to get into medical school. So if you happen to Google the CSEC requirements, because CSEC does matter, which is really why they have us do it in, you can do yours in fourth form, well, really anytime you're ready, but the normal time to sit it is really fifth form, but you can start doing your subjects. People normally start from fourth form or whatever. But if you happen to Google the CSEC requirements that UWI has for getting into their medical program, then you'll see that they would say a minimum of 5 CSEC subjects. So a minimum of 5 CSEC or CXC or GCE O levels, and then the main ones at the 5 minimum would be English, mathematics, bio, chem, and physics. So the subjects that I did were, those subjects plus information technology, Spanish, principles of accounts, principles of business, and social studies. So doing these subjects matter. Okay, so you need to get into your pools. If you're watching this from third form, you need to ensure that you're working to get into the pools of these subjects, right? The requirements. And then you need to work on getting your grades, because if you're getting grades 3s and 4s in them, then they're going to be saying that you're not ready to do those subjects. They're going to mark you as being incompetent in doing those subjects. And then the good thing about it is that if you do get grades 3s and 4s and that type of thing, then you can always resit them, but that's only if you do it early. So I'm just telling you from now that if you're watching it and you're in third form, then work to get into your pools if you're in third form. If you're in fourth and fifth form, work to get your grade 1s or 2s. The grades that I got personally were grade 1s, and then in biochem and physics I got straight A profiles. So that oomphed me up on paper to show them that yes, I was ready, I am good at these subjects, and pick me. So just work on that. So now we're going to go to CAPE. So after you finish with CXC, if in Jamaica, and not just Jamaica but the Caribbean, after doing CSEC subjects, you guys know that we go on to doing CAPE. So your CAPE subjects, you have lower 6 and you have upper 6. So what they require from you is to do biology and chemistry. I'm used to saying bio. So you do biology and chemistry, and then you do another double unit course, another double unit subject. I'm getting used to saying courses now, but another double unit subject. And so that double unit subject can be literature, can be something in the business. It can really and truly be anything. But I did physics because I'm honestly a science girl, and that was like, my thing, and I've always had a liking for physics. So I did physics personally. So for CAPE, in lower six, I did biology, physics, chemistry, communication studies, because that is a requirement from my high school, which is Hampton School. So that was a requirement at Hampton School, and they informed us that it was mandatory for us to do it in order to not do an English entrance exam to get into the UWI Mona. And so I would just advise you to do communication studies. Communication studies, if you're not sure what it is, it's basically where you study communication, and I say that it's literal. So you study why people speak this way, what does it has to say about them, their background, why do we choose this type of dialect. It's honestly, I loved com studies because I honestly love the Jamaican patois, right? I love it, and being able to study that in class was just beautiful to me. So I enjoyed communication studies, so I just started to do that, just so that you don't have to risk having to do an entrance exam to get into the UWI Mona, or not to get in, or do you have to do it in first year? I'm uncertain about that. And also in lower six, I did integrated mathematics. The reason why I did Inti Math is because the advisor at the time told me that Inti Math would help me with physics. Integrated mathematics did not help me with physics. And when I realized this, I developed a mental block for the subject that I honestly had to pray to overcome, because I was just like, I don't need this subject. This is just a waste of my time. And like, I could have done something better. I have a bag of labs for you to do. I don't have time for you to do this. You get me? For reach a class, I had the hardest time to get to my classes. I was always late for my classes. And like, I just honestly had a mental block for Inti Math. But I did it. It was okay. So the grades that I got for all of my lower six subjects that I did, I got grade ones. And then again, for my sciences, I got a straight A profile. So that again showed them that I was competent to be enrolled in their program. Really and truly, the system says that they require a grade 1 or a grade 2. But if you can aim for a grade 1, why would you want a grade 2? So just aim for the best that you can possibly do, like go all out, because you honestly only get one. Well, you don't get one shot, but if you can get it right the first time, why would you want to go a second? You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So for upper six, I did, biophysics and chemistry. Those are double unit courses. So I was also doing those in upper six. And then I did Caribbean studies, which was also mandatory at my high school. Caribbean studies it's an okay subject for me. I didn't love it because I don't love history of the Caribbean. I just don't love history. Well, the history that they were teaching us. I like history that has to do with, culture, and tell me why we have this type of hairstyle, like stuff that I can apply to myself and everything. But it was okay. And again, I got my grade 1. So in upper six, I only did 4 CAPE subjects. And the grades that I got were grade 1s in all of them, including Caribbean studies. And then again, for my sciences, I got a straight A profile, which again showed them that I was competent to be enrolled in their program. All right, so that's it for the subjects. I feel like my voice is shaking. I don't understand why, and I'm just talking to you guys. So voice, calm down. Cool, good. Okay, so now we're going on to the second thing, which I think is important. I'm going to be looking at leadership roles in your school. So leadership roles in school, you can be from a deputy form captain to a form captain, so prefect, a peer counselor. All of these will honestly show the person that is looking at your application that this is a person who has leadership qualities, because if they're going to be enrolling you into a program such as medicine, I believe that anywhere that you're going to apply, they need to see that you have something like a leadership quality in you, something that says that you can get the job done. And something that also says that you're able to balance your academics while doing other things. So it's not just medicine, but whatever you're doing or whatever a friend of yours is doing, then tell them that they do need to show that they possess leadership qualities. And remember, guys, it's that the person looking at your application, they don't know who you are. They honestly, they don't know who you are. So whatever you put on paper is literally who you're going to be to them, and that is what is going to determine if they accept you into the program or not. So put everything on paper, everything that okay, so put everything on paper. Everything that you think might matter, even when you think like they might not care, put it on the paper. It's not going to hurt anybody. Put it there. It's the smallest thing. Did they help a teacher to bring books or whatever? Like, as long as there is space, put it on the paper, because that is the only thing that they will know of you. Cool? All right. So deal with your leadership roles in school. Academics is important, but you need to have something to back that up. So now we're going to be looking at in your community, right? So for me personally, well, for school, I was a prefect, I was a counselor, and I was a peer counselor. And then for some periods of time on and off, I was a deputy form captain, and I put that there. Some people might say that's not so important, but I wanted them to know that I could lead in my classroom as well as lead in the school as a whole, you know? Then in the community now, I was a deputy youth mayor for my division, and I was also a part of my church's outreach program. So you have different things. You can be a part of the labor group, you know, the people that you guys go and paint the bus stops and everything. That's important. Find a way to put that in the application as well. Let them know that even though you are a part of your school community, you also care about your community at home, and that you value the citizens, because they really want to see that there is something within you, like you have substance. You get me? Yeah. Now we're going to be looking, so that's leadership roles, and the outreach would also fall into service, which is what I have here, which is basically doing community service, being a part. So community service for me, right? So at my high school, they required us, in order to graduate, we had to do 60 hours of community service. Now, being I don't want to say extra, but just okay, if you tell me to do 50, I'm going to give you a little, a little something on it. So that's what I say. If they require 60 hours from you, then do 70. Right? If they require 100, do 120. Give them a little extra. If everybody is going to be giving them 60, then you give them something extra. That they say like, okay, this person is serious. That just, you jump out at them and they'll be like, whoa. Like just a little extra. It's a little extra on the ordinary that makes you extraordinary. That type of stuff. So I did that. So I volunteered at a library nearby, and so I did community service for them in 5th form, and then again, in order to graduate from 6th form, my high school also required us to do more community service. So I went back to the library, but I also went to a clinic. So I went to a clinic so I could get a feel of just what it would feel like to be in the hospital and having people coming in with complaints, and just like the whole system. It's not the same as a hospital, but it is close to it. You have people coming in with different personalities. You learn customer service and all of that, because believe it or not, becoming a doctor or being a doctor, you have to know how to talk to people, because if you're a terrible huggish person, people not gonna come to you. You could have known the books from now till the morning. If you don't know how to deal with people, then you go dead and you're not gonna have no patients, no clients. Nobody not gonna come to you. They might go to somebody else who might not know the material as much, but deal with them like a proper human being. So it's a wholesome thing, right? So I went there. The experience was really good for me, I'm not going to lie. Even though really and truly I was just like writing in books, calling names, I was helping to weigh the babies, to measure the babies, but I developed patience, and then I worked more on my people's skills, that's the term. I'm not sure, but I worked on, like, you know, my communication skills. That's the term. So I worked on that with the persons that came in, and then that just helped everything. So if you can volunteer at a hospital, then go to the hospital. For me, the reason why I didn't go to the nearest hospital is because they were telling me like it was going to take too long, and then I just didn't have time for that. I needed my application. Well, I needed to apply to send off the applications, you know, early. All right, guys. So the next thing that I want to get at is the application process. So in applying, you want to ensure that you apply early. You know, you don't want to be in the late batch. So because anything can happen, you can find out that there is something missing, and then if you apply late, then you basically get knocked. But if you apply early, then you have time to fix your mistakes and to, you know, make the thing better. So the first and the most important thing of the application process to me is your autobiography. So this is where you're going to be telling them why should they pick you to become, like, to come into their program. So it's like thousands of persons are applying for this spot. There are honestly limited spots available. So you need to tell them, how long have you been dreaming to become a doctor or a dentist? I've been saying doctor, but dentists, like, they are studying alongside doctors, like we're doing the same courses and everything, so they deserve a lot more respect if you ask me. But next video for that. So why is it that they should choose you out of the other applicants? Is it that somebody in your family died from a specific disease, like maybe cancer or whatever, and it's that you want to go into the field to try and maybe do some research to make life better for cancer patients or to combat the disease better? Why? Find your why. Your why is personal, honestly. No two persons can have the same whys on the paper. And then this is also going to speak to them and tell them more about who you are. So where are you coming from? What are your struggles and everything? Talk to the people them. Don't put something cliche and just be like, oh my God, I've always wanted to become a doctor because I want to help people. Sure, you want to help people, but just talk to them. Tell them, say, all your life you play with dollies, and whenever you get a dolly, you always perform surgery on the dolly them, and you know, you walk around and you inject everybody in the household and you pretend like you stitch them up. Who did that? I wonder. So just like talk to them, you know. Next, I'm going to be looking at your references. So for the references, they want somebody who can speak about you academically and also somebody who can speak about your character. So for the academic side, you can get a teacher, and then for the character side, you can get like a pastor or a counselor and whatever. What I did is that I asked if they required one. I asked 2 teachers who knew me and who I know could write really well and just describe me as a person really well. So I asked those 2 teachers to write me. Then I asked my pastor along with my counselor to write me letters. And then I sat down and I analyzed which was better, which had the better, you know, which described me more, which had the more oomph and everything. And then I sent in the 2 best ones, you know, one for academic and one for character. So I do that. Also, I'm going to be looking at your second and your third choices. So during the application period, I didn't know that we could select 3 choices, like a third choice. So I selected as my second choice, I selected pharmacy. So doctor in pharmacy is what I selected. But honestly, I'm a people's person. As you guys can see, I like to talk. And so making medications and all of that, you know, the chemistry of it isn't really me. But I did select it because I still wanted to be in the sciences. I didn't want to become an engineer because I don't love math. I'm okay with math, but anything a little bit too extra, I don't need that. But another thing that I could say to you guys is that even if you don't apply for science tech, applying to medical sciences, the Faculty of Medical Sciences, you're automatically going to get an offer from science and technology. And so keep your options open. So that's it for the whole process thing. So what I really want to say to you guys right now is that UE, a lot of persons don't know this, is that, and it's honestly very important, is that UE they send out acceptance letters for medical sciences. They send it out for they send it out in, what am I talking about? They send it out in September and October. And so keep your options open. Don't give up instantly. The process is long and lengthy. You might have a ball enough. You know, you need to just have faith a lot, pray a lot, just trust, just beg God to lead your life, because honestly, as me I said, the process it just rough. Yeah. It rough for getting a medical school for the most part. And I need to also talk about the means test. I didn't remember to talk about the means test. So what they do is that they ask you to fill out a financial questionnaire where you put your income versus your expenses, so that they can see if you can finance yourself a medical school. And the thing is, even if it's not balanced, still send it in. Options are there for you to become a sponsored student. You can get a full scholarship. I think I should probably do a video like that to tell you guys what you can apply for and everything. But you can get a scholarship. Just don't get discouraged too early on in the process, and try to balance the whole application with studying and getting ready for your CAPE. Because if you're doing it right off the jump out of high school like I did, then you're going to realize that at a point you're probably going to be floating. But as long as you don't drown, then you're doing okay. So ensure that while applying for your course, while applying for university, you're still managing high school work and everything. So yeah, I think it was an okay video. I think I covered all the main points that I wish somebody had given me some info on and everything. So that's it for today's video. If you guys like the video, then be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, or the channel. You guys realize that I just said my whatever. So subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and join the Honesty Squad. Yeah. So remember that you're beautiful, you are strong, and that you're who God says you are. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.